Hey guys, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do two-look OLL. So if you don't know what two-look OLL is, it's basically solving your last layer in a series of algorithms to get all the opposite color of your cross up on the top. So for instance, if you do a white cross and you've done all your F to L and everything's finished here, you want to get all the yellow onto the top. So quick demonstration of what you'll learn in my tutorial. So if you've got this case, you'd do an algorithm like that to get across, then you'd do one more algorithm to get all the yellow on the top. That's basically what I'm going to be teaching you, how to get all the yellow onto the top, and then there you can learn a two-look PLL tutorial to solve the rest. So there are 4 cases you can get at the start of learning two-look OLL. The first step is your aim is to get a cross like this. Your cross doesn't necessarily mean that there's no white edge pieces up here. I mean, it can look like this as well, it's still a cross, but yeah, so there's 4 cases. 1, a cross, that means you've skipped straight to the cross, you can move on to the next step if you get that. And a fishhook case here, again, the corner pieces don't matter, so if the corner pieces are twisted up, it's still a fishhook case. How you recognize these, basically, line case, 2 opposite edge pieces up and connected to the centerpiece. Dot case, there's no edge pieces up. Fishhook case, there's 2 edge pieces up. Cross case, all the edge pieces are up. So there's only one algorithm you need to learn to get yourself to a cross, and you use it on all these different cases, but it depends how you hold the cases whether you get yourself on a cross. The hardest of the cases is the dot case, because you've got to use the algorithm the most times, but you're repeating the same algorithm, so you don't have to learn any extra algorithms for the dot case. The fishhook case, you've got to do it twice, the algorithm twice, and the line case, you've only got to do it once. So that's pretty good, but for the dot case, you've got to do it 3 times, which is a shame. I'll start off with the hardest case. With the dot case, since no matter how you rotate the cube, the edge pieces are always still downwards, so it doesn't really matter. You can do the algorithm in any way. When you've got a fishhook case, there's specific ways you've got to hold the fishhook so that it orientates it into the next stage. So for the dot case, you can hold it anywhere because there's no edge pieces that are up, so they're all the same. How you do that is you do this algorithm here. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. Then you'll get yourself a fishhook case. You may have to go back and rewatch this part quite a few times to get your head around it. So you hold the fishhook case like this, and then you do the same algorithm. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. Then you get yourself a line case. Hold the line case like this, so the line is going along here. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. Then you get yourself a cross case. So I've just shown you how to solve both of these, but I'll quickly go over it again. So fishhook case, you hold the fishhook like this, and then you repeat the algorithm. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. Get yourself a line, hold the line like this, repeat the algorithm. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. The line case, it's just what you've been shown before. You just hold it like this. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. Then you get yourself a cross. So that's quite a simple algorithm, so learn that and memorize it, and once you've finished learning that and you've figured out how to solve all the cases, come back and watch the rest of the tutorial. So there are 7 types of cross cases. How you recognize the cross cases, you recognize how the corners are orientated. So this cross case, for instance, you see that these 2 corners here are lined up, and these 2 ones are facing outwards here and here. So for that, you'd know that you use one of 7 algorithms. Don't bother memorizing that right now. I'll come back and show you that later. The thing with OLL is some of the cases can look very similar. for instance, these two cases. So they look the same. They've got one piece up, and then there's all of these pieces here. But the thing about this case is if you're holding it like this, you see this corner piece is facing you, and there's no white corner piece here. So when I mean by facing you, it means the yellow corner piece is facing you, and this yellow corner piece is here instead of here. So these are actually two different cases, but they look very similar. So I'll go through the 7 cases, and yeah, then we'll learn them from there. So these are the first 2 cases. These are the next 2 cases. Again, they look pretty similar, but these 2 corner pieces are facing out there and there and there and there. These 2 facing out there and then facing out here and here. These 2 cases. And the last case, this one doesn't really have a pair. It's quite a unique case, so yeah, that's the last case. Now, let's go through the algorithms. So, we'll start off with the easiest case, in my opinion, which is known as the Antisune. So, you hold this case like this. So, the corner facing up is over in the right hand back. So, you hold it like this and do this algorithm. And to recognize it from the other case that looks similar, if you hold it like this, you notice that the white corner is not facing you, and then if the white corner is not, yellow, what am I saying? If the yellow corner is not facing you from this position, it is the Antisune, and if it is facing you, it is the Sune, which I'll show you next. So the algorithm is R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime. So this case is the Sune. It's the opposite of the last case. So you recognize this, as I said before, by seeing the yellow corner is facing you. So instead of holding it at the back here, you hold it at the front and do this algorithm. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. This next case is fairly easy to recognize. You just see that there's no yellow corners facing up, and you see that they're both, so these 2 yellow corners are facing out this way, and on the opposite side they're facing out this way. The case that you might run into, which looks sort of similar, is this case here, where they're facing out this way, but these 2 corners are facing out this way. So if you get this, it's a different algorithm to this. So the algorithm for this is you hold it so the 2 are facing you. It doesn't matter if you hold it here or here, just as long as 2 of the yellow corners are facing you, and you do this algorithm. R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime. So as I said before, this is the opposite of the case. Well, not really the opposite, but it looks fairly similar. These 2 are facing out here, and these 2 yellow corner pieces are facing out here, and you do this algorithm to solve it, holding it with the 2 facing out here and these 2 facing out here. So you hold it like this, and the algorithm is R, U2, R2, U prime, R2, U prime, R2, U2, R. So this next case is like this. Probably the second easiest one to recognize. It's just 2 yellow corner pieces facing out like this, and then all of this yellow at the back. These 2 yellow corner pieces facing up, and you hold it with the 2 yellow corner pieces facing you, and you do this algorithm. R2, D, R prime, U2, R, D prime, R prime, U2, R prime. The next case, which looks vaguely similar to the last one, is where there's all of this part solved as well, except instead of the 2 yellow corner pieces facing you from here, they face outwards like that, and you hold it on this side. The 2 corner pieces that aren't orientated onto the top are held on this side. So the algorithm is wide R, U, R prime, U prime, wide R prime, F, R, F prime. Now this is the final algorithm you need to learn. It's very easy to recognize. I'd say probably the easiest one to recognize. You just see that these two corners here are solved and these two aren't solved. You want it so that this corner is facing you and this is over at the back left here. You hold it like this. You want this one pointing at you, so this isn't correct, even though it looks the same like that. So, where the corners are as well. So then you do this algorithm. F prime, small wide R, sorry, U, R prime, U prime, wide R prime, F, R. So those were all the cases. Thank you for watching. I hope that helped, and if it was a little bit confusing, just make sure to rewatch the video and try and get your head around it. I may have not made the best video. There's probably better videos out there. So make sure, if you don't understand my video, go check out some others. But yeah, thanks for watching. See ya.